Hi there, we're in the herb garden today, and just looking at my mint has really taken off, and as you can see, it's going through the other side, and we just really need to give it a good trimming. So what I thought I would do with that today is get all this cut back. It's almost all the way down there to my rose bush. So we really need to give this a good thinning. And what we'll do is we'll take some, use it, dry it out. We can use it for mint drinks because we're still in the middle of the summer. And what I don't use for infusions, I will be using to dry it out in a bucket for later in the winter. We have farm animals, so we use that in their coops and nesting areas when it's in the dead of the winter, when it's nasty and wet. So it helps keep the bugs down, and also they can munch on it if they like, but it also helps to keep the coop area a little bit fresher. So we're gonna cut this back. We also have some cinnamon basil here. Excuse me, some cinnamon basil that is already in bloom. So we're just I'm gonna cut this back down, give that a good trim, save that, and we will be drying this out also. As you can see, the mint has really gone through the other side, so we really need to get that under control, or it will go crazy if you don't cut it back. So we need to get our area cleaned up some, trimmed. We've got some rosemary here. I can trim back some that we can put some in there. So we're just going to have a variety of some herbs that I just need to cut back, get them cut for the season. And we have some more orange bergamot growing here. I'm going to take some of these runners off and cut that back, give that a good boost. Through here we have some pineapple sage, which is one of my favorite plants to grow. Smells wonderful. And I'll be taking the good pieces off and using that for an infusion. They're beautiful. But the dead pieces, the parts that I don't use for infusions or to make body care products with, I will be using and throwing it in the bucket to dry out the rest of the way for the for my herb mix for the chickens and ducks. So they'll enjoy that come later. But yeah, all of this can be taken off and dried. But this is the good piece. And I've got a brand new one growing right there. So we've got plenty. And so we're going to go out front also. We have mint out front, chocolate mint. We have echinacea. There's just so much out front that I can just trim, and that's what I'm going to do today. We're going to trim away and get it ready and get it dried so this can get a boost and start over. We won't cut it too short. You just want to cut it down to about, take your shear. Let's see if I can find my shears. Take your shear and take a piece and say this is your mint and just cut it. That's one big piece of mint right there. So you want to cut that off and leave it a couple inches where you can still have growth. Cut it on an angle, but get those tall pieces out of there. That's what you want. Cut it down to where you can control it, because if you let it go, it'll take over everywhere. So it's always best to, if you don't want it to spread too much, you can put it in containers. But mine's in this little rock bed garden, so, and this is fine, but I don't want it to go any further than right there. So we will get this trimmed back, and we will have mint for later. We can still use some of the mint for over at the summer to make mint drinks and dry some out for infusions later. You can make soap, lotions, salve. There's so much you can do with a mint plant. And so we got quite a bit to do today. So we're going to get this done. And these flowers, they make a beautiful flower. Little purple flower. It's beautiful. So we don't want it all flowered. All right, so we hope you have fun in your garden today. And I've got lots to do. So happy gardening. Bye for now. Wow, we finally got all of our herbs cut today. And as you can see, my picnic table is full of herbs. We have chocolate mint. All of this right here is chocolate mint. This is catnip. That's a new herb that I grew this year. I snipped it back a little bit to give it some, give it a boost. And this is my pineapple sage. I kept the good tops parts and left the bottoms so I can dry those out. So we have quite a bit of that. And over here, we picked some echinacea, coneflower, some oregano, which is very good, which I have tons of oregano. I've cut it like 5 times. So we have plenty of that we can put in there, dry out for later. And we have some rosemary and some cinnamon basil, which we can use. I'll be picking out the good pieces and leaving the bad. But they're flowered already. And so we wanted to cut them back. And over here we have my orange mint. Look at all this orange mint. We were leaving this out here, and we'll be flipping it and turning it, you know, every couple days. Come out here in the evening and just flip it. It's in the shade. It's in a cool spot. So I prefer to air dry my herbs, usually in the house, but I don't have room for all of this mint, so we'll improvise. So we will be using all of this during the winter and have plenty to infuse, plenty for the flock for the winter, for their bedding and nest boxes, and just to put in their food is a good thing. So you can use that. So this will be a blend mix. This will all get blended together once it's all dried. Then we'll be having plenty for in the winter to use for other uses. So if you have an overabundance of mint or just any type of herbs that grow crazy, you can cut them back and use them and dry them. Just find a nice shady spot, let them air dry, and you'll have your herbs you need for in the fall and in the winter. Well, I hope you enjoyed my little video, and we'll see you next time when we're in the garden. Have a blessed day.